The most anticipated anime of spring 2023.
Just like that, spring's upon us. Just as it typically brings forth new beginnings, spring also comes to us with a great offering of anime goodness. Just as we'll get a lot of anticipated sequels to popular franchises, we're also going to be getting a handful of new anime for those newly getting into the medium. It's going to be an exciting season, and I can't wait to talk about it. So, what are the top 10 most anticipated anime this spring 2023? Here's my take on the topic.
Why is the screen black? See, I don't know. That sometimes happens, but that's very weird. Let me reload that page.
Just like that, spring's upon us. Just as it typically... Here's my take on the topic.
Weird.
暇なんだったらもっと段ボール取ってきてくんない？
いっつも自分だけ辛いみたいな顔してさ。
寝れてないの？
日本人の4人に1人は何かしらの睡眠障害を抱えているそうだ。
It looks like a romantic one.
How about starting off with something that's quite relatable? It seems that the topic of insomnia has become the hot subject in anime main characters. I mean, it's not common, but it's interesting that it's happened twice already, with Call of the Night a year ago. However, this title leans a little less towards the supernatural, having it serve more as a backdrop, a way to start the story that puts our main characters Isaki and Ganta together. Trapped in the supposedly haunted astronomy club observatory, the two opposites form an unlikely friendship. Their bond forged and symbolized by the observatory, the two try to help each other cope with their issues. An endearing couple in a romantic slice of life.
She's
pretty much
so
a good formula for
cute.
something that might as well be a feature film. It just has that kind of vibe to me, you know? You can't help but root for them as they try their best and grow with each other, and the romance and drama are of the right dose, so it's not too overwhelming or convoluted. It's a simple, romantic slice of life that I feel leans more towards the more mature audience.
That's a cool
It's one
scene.
that can be enjoyed by just about anyone. Dead Mount Death Play comes in at number 9. Tell me if this reminds you of something. Towards the end of the climactic showdown between the legendary hero and the great necromancer, the necromancer finds himself forced into his final trump card.
Oh, cool
Reincarnation
design.
magic, one that transports him across space and time before waking up as the boy Polka Shinomiya. However, things aren't all sunshine and rainbows in the human world though. Polka may have lived to fight another day, but he now has to contend with the trappings of the human world. I'm talking the Yakuza, the underworld, and a cat-and-mouse game involving the police. It's time for reverse isekai goodness, and it doesn't get any tighter and more intense than this. Dead Mount Death Play, as far as the source material is concerned, employs a rather nice storytelling technique. Parallel perspectives on a single storyline, pretty much similar to Bakano or Durarara if you've seen those shows. I think this gives the show a unique
cool,
edge in
like the
giving more
manga
light
looks
to its
cool.
events and characters. While it does have a weakness of slowing the main narrative down a little bit, I also like
Reverse
how it gives some
isekai,
added complexity and effort that you don't typically see in an isekai title. So if you're looking for a new isekai title to watch, then you should definitely give this one a spin.
Like a bit of like a Soulsborne, right?
We then have our first series continuation in the mix, Konosuba, Explosion on This Wonderful World.
Comedy fantasy. I like the design. So far, this is my favorite.
No, it's not the sequel that people have been waiting for, but more Konosuba in anime form is always a welcome sight, isn't it? One of the more popular slapstick isekai titles out there, Konosuba has forged a name for itself with its emphasis on parody and comedy, and its boldness in embracing the degenerative aspects of the genre, all while being a ball of good, over-the-top fun. Megumin has become one of the, if not the most iconic characters in the main cast, so I wasn't surprised that the anime team decided to give this prequel spin-off a shot. This tells the story way before Kazuma's death and subsequent arrival to this wonderful world. So instead, the spotlight shines on our favorite explosive duo, Megumin and Yunyun, as it recounts their days in class and the various misadventures that they got themselves into, including Megumin's road to obtaining her signature skill. So whether you're a fan of Megumin or not, the new spin-off is a great addition to the ever-growing Konosuba library. Fans are going to enjoy this, and who knows, maybe people who aren't too much into the main series will also find something that they like in this prequel. That's what the No Game No Life movie did, as far as my personal anecdotes can tell.
お父さんお母さん、私はこれから学園で学び、立派な爆裂魔法使いになります。
Oh my god, see, like this is the thing. It's wizardy, like Hogwarts Legacy type, so I like that.
この素晴らしい世界に爆炎を。
Getting back to a new series now, we take a look at Mashle.
Another magic. They are all getting on the Hogwarts Legacy hype.
数々のエリートを送り出してきた由緒ある名門校。そこに集いし、個性豊かな5人の魔法使いたちとは。
In a society ruled by magic, Mash sticks out like a sore thumb. With him having no proficiency in magic at all, the people decided that he has to be purged. So, running away for his own survival, Mash begins training.
Actually, like muscle training.
So hard in the one thing he's actually proficient at, physical strength. So with this gift, he looks to make his mark on the world as a divine visionary, an existence so powerful that the world will be forced to acknowledge him. And the start of his journey brings him to Eastern Magic Academy. It's not going to be an easy journey going up against the elites and the best of the best, but with his fists that can compete against the most powerful types of magic and the grandest goal in mind, there's nothing that's going to stop him. The synopsis at one point gave me Mahawka flashbacks, but in reality, the series is more of a One-Punch Man type thing while being set in a Harry Potter-like setting. Quite the intriguing mix if you ask me, but it just works, and it's really good at being the heavenly blend of an engaging action fantasy story and a plain old parody series. It does take a while to pick up, but once it does, I easily got hooked into following the story. As an anime, I hope it does the same to you, especially if you're a fan of these kinds of underdog stories.
さてと、そろそろ一筋肉動かしますか。
マッシュル。
Hell's Paradise is up next.
Ooh, the music.
If you've been watching videos on my channel for a good
did
while
you
now,
see
you
that,
know
guys?
how high I am on this show. I've long called Hell's Paradise one of the most anticipated new anime to come this 2023, and it turns out that we won't have to wait too long to see what the buzz is all about. Yeah, I've had some misses on my pre-season predictions, but I think that as far as the general action-adventure loving side of the fan community is concerned, it would be really hard for Hell's Paradise to be a miss. After all, it does have a lot of things going for it. A thrilling survival plot, a perilous adventure full of stakes, and a very charismatic immortal protagonist. Hell's Paradise has pretty much all of the elements to make a very popular action-adventure series, so there's a reason it's one of the biggest upcoming Jump adaptations that has got everyone on the edge of their seats. It all comes down to execution, but if we've come to learn anything about MAPPA and their latest hits, this one is going to be one hell of a banger. If you want to learn more about the premise, however, and what I think of it, you can go back to one of my previous seasonal videos, which I'll be putting up on the upper corner of the screen.
必ず生きて帰る。君のために。
Lovey, lovey.
とくと見よ。忍法非防止。
The best parts about it is the music.
In the meantime, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel? You'll get more content like this, and you'll be helping the channel out in growing. Let's work together and make this one of the biggest
I like
anime
the guy
channels
goes to the
on
point,
YouTube.
like he
Brief
doesn't
change
really
of pace
drag it.
After the break, let's take a look at Oshinoko.
もし芸能人の子供に生まれていたらって考えたことはない？容姿やコネクションを生まれた時から持ち合わせていたらって。
Wait, this looks scary.
Idol
What's
fans
going
can be a
on?
wild bunch. There's little that can match their
I
passion for
love
their
their
favorite pure maidens, and the
eyes.
gynecologist Goro Amamiya is no
Their
exception. That's why
eyes.
finding his favorite idol, Ai Hoshino, as his patient is a dream come true. Despite promising the pregnant idol a safe delivery, he finds himself being the unfortunate recipient of an untimely death. Thus begins the reincarnation. However, instead of waking up in a fantasy world like we're accustomed to, Goro finds himself reborn as Aquamarine Hoshino. You heard that right. He suddenly found himself as Ai's newly born kid. Still, a happy ending for our idol fan, but he'll soon learn that the idol life may not be the dream that aspiring girls thought it would be. In a road paved with thorns, he looks to protect Ai's smile with the help of an unexpected ally. Oshinoko really looks promising. The whole truth behind Idol's premise isn't anything groundbreaking, as I'm pretty sure a lot of us already know about the thorns that plague the industry. However, execution is what matters here, and from what I've read, Oshinoko really tackles the topic in an enjoyable and endearing way. It's definitely not all sunshine and rainbows, but it also carries itself in a style that can easily catch any fan's attention due to its emotional stakes and lovable characters. A definite recommendation from me, especially since it's written by the same person who wrote Kaguya-sama.
だって君はどうしようもない
I
ほど
love the
アイド
eyes.
ルで僕はどうしようもないほど君のファンだ。
Captive? What?
Ranking of Kings, Treasure Chest of Courage is up next.
ぼっち
Oh, this looks cute!
ぼっちぼっちぼっち
A Against all odds,
This reminds me the art style so much of Ghibli Studio.
Ranking of Kings has become a sleeper hit that has serious considerations for being 2021's anime of the year. Actually, come to think of it, there's been quite a lot of them last 2022, Bocchi the Rock being the biggest one of all. Just felt like I'd like to mention that because Ranking of Kings did spend half of its run in 2022. You know, it's just one of those shows that came with little fanfare before exploding onto the scene thanks to a couple of excellent decisions in execution. Thanks to the success of Ranking of Kings, a continuation is to be expected, but for now, we'll have to settle with a side story series.
Season 1,
As of the time of this writing, though, there's not much information, but more Ranking of Kings is always welcome. The first season's anime staff make their return, and given their excellent work the first time around, I'm expecting a lot of good things for this one. With no manga to base the plot around, let's see how they handle an original story this time.
Original story. This is what I always wanted. I hate when they have already like a manga with so much story going forward and then they make a brand new anime and all the manga readers, I know what's gonna happen, I read this like thousands of years ago, I know exactly, oh the manga is so much better. Like finally something that nobody can come to me and tell me, oh you're gonna see what's gonna happen next season. Like no, you don't know, we don't know, nobody knows.
People absolutely loved Ranking of Kings when it was airing, so this original story might be a sign for you to go and watch it. Don't judge it by its appearance and overall atmosphere. You'll come out having watched a series that you'll never regret having picked up. Starting out the top 3, we have the much-awaited return of Dr. Stone.
New World. Wait, this is actual footages, it's not an anime.
Dr. Stone New World.
Dr. Stone's back with its 3rd season and it looks like it's going to be amazing as usual. Now that the Stone Wars have been dealt with, Senku turns his sights on the next major quest, finding the answers to the petrification that kickstarted the entire plot. However, in order to begin this grand journey, he has to first build a ship and find a captain, even if he's not the most pleasant person to be around. Of course, that's all covered in the TV special Dr. Stone Ryusui, so you should go and check that out as this 3rd season serves as a continuation of that. Dr. Stone's 3rd season, aptly titled New World, chronicles what happens to Senku and the group as they take to the seas and look for the fabled treasure chest left by Byakuya. A whole new frontier awaits Senku as they face dangers and a civilization with a sinister past, all part of the package for a breathtaking glimpse at a world beyond. If you enjoyed the first few seasons of Dr. Stone, you'll love this one as well. It expands on the already interesting world of Dr. Stone. Also, we know it's about time they start tackling the overarching plot of the series, right? Don't miss this one if you're a fan of the series.
3700年
3,700 years?
So soru じゃねえか
Demon Slayer is back, and it's at number 2.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer may have lost its 2019 luster, but make no mistake, it's still one of the big and popular action anime out there. All I said is that it would be hard to match how it took the world by storm back in 2019 with the series and its subsequent Infinity Train movie. Still, Demon Slayer fever is well and alive, and people eagerly look forward to this next season of Demon Slayer. This time we take to the Swordsmith's village as Danjiro heads to said village to get his sword repaired. However, demons close in and Mist Pillar Tokito finds himself facing off against not one, but 2 upper moons. He'd need help from Danjiro and the returning Genya, but would their combined strength be enough to defeat both demons? Especially with a foe with such troublesome ability that makes itself nigh impossible to kill. The sequel to Demon Slayer was all but guaranteed given the smashing success that the series continued to enjoy. I'm beginning to see the road to a full adaptation, to be honest. Demon Slayer promises you multiple things. Godly animation, exciting fights full of hype moments, and a simple yet very captivating plot to keep you wanting more. I've been a fan of the Swordsmith arc as a manga reader, so this is one of my personal favorites heading into the season. I'm sure a lot of fans agree with me on that one. But why is Demon Slayer only 2nd on this list? It did fall in the same season as...
生まれた時からずっと俺の目の前には鬱陶しい壁があった
Attack on Titan, the final season! Of course it's number 1. We all are waiting
It's
for
become
this.
a running joke at this point with me and my friends on
The final season.
how they keep splitting the Attack on Titan finale into halves. Not that I blame the team, since they want to make this to the best of their abilities, and it gives some good openings for discussion. I mean, some people have already been talking about a possible anime original ending, and if the big brain plan is to keep discussions and series presence rolling, it's working like a charm.
Wait,
We're
are
a
they
decade
really
and
gonna
over
change
4
the ending?
seasons in, so it's hard to talk about this season of Attack on Titan without
2
delving
episodes each
too
1
much
hour,
into
so it's like a
spoiler territory.
movie.
However, I will say this, Attack on Titan has become one of the anime that's defined the 2020s, and for good good reason to. It's about time you catch up on it if you showed even the slightest bit of interest. It goes through different types of genres with an engaging overarching story and strong themes, and it's hit a home run on a lot of those plots so far. The manga ending may have been polarizing, but it's something that you gotta see. For good reason, Attack on Titan is what I think is the most anticipated anime coming this spring.
Me too. Can't wait.
Do you think that Attack on Titan is the most anticipated title this spring 2023? I'd love to get your feedback and your thoughts on the list. I'm also open for suggestions on possible lists that the team can look into in the future, so don't forget to write those down as comments if you want to. Once again, I'm grateful to you. Thanks for watching and staying all the way till the end, and I wish you a great day ahead.
Amazing as always. I love these most anticipated list of yours. My most anticipated is AOT as well. Let's go. Exactly. Vinny too, but he has good videos. I like his banner with One Piece and Hunter x Hunter and Naruto. Can't believe that I know all the characters on this banner. What is going on? I'm becoming an anime person. Anime girl.